pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty for justice for all.
Where do you want to put it?
Silent prayer for our council up here in our country. Amen.
Amen.
Okay, we are Tuesday evening, December 5th, 2023. We're in the municipal center of the town of Bath. Can I have a roll call, please?
Scott Murphy.
Here.
Susan Webster's here. Elizabeth Skinner. Here. Mary Lynn Hickey. Here. Rebecca McLeod. Here. Greg Sheen.
Here.
And Tom Hall.
Here.
Everybody's
Have a full house. Okay, let's review the minutes from the November 21st, 2023. Look good to me, but if there's any additions or corrections, we'll add that and I'll call for a common consent. Everything good? Everybody feel good? Common consent? All right. Let's move on for persons before council. This was held over from last time. Kate Lehman in regards to the tree board ordinance.
I'm really just here to see if people have any questions about changes to the tree board or what the tree board does, why we're changing the ordinance. Yes.
I have questions. A couple members on my board wants to know if they can meet the tree committee to discuss the tree, the Christmas tree.
Sure, you mean the one in,
The one with that break.
yes, you certainly may. The meeting is the third Wednesday of the month at 4:00.
Next one is what, the 17th.
And the health of that tree, I believe, has been evaluated by the company that did the comprehensive plan. But we would be very happy to meet with you.
Thank you.
All right.
Okay.
Kate, thank you, Kate. This is the second reading. I'd like to make a motion to move special ordinance tree board forward.
Second.
I have a second. I have a motion, a second on the floor to bring ordinance forward for the special tree board ordinance. Any discussion? All those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Okay, we are amending our agenda to bring the ordinance forward so we can go ahead and take care of this. Go ahead.
Right, this is Town of Bath Special Ordinance Tree Board 2023-11-21, amending ordinance 2005-09 Urban Tree Ordinance of the Town of Bath. Whereas the Town of Bath desires to create a tree board, the original ordinance 2005-09 does not meet all necessary requirements and documentation to provide for public safety or to preserve and protect all plants, shrubs, and trees in the Town of Bath. And whereas this article provides authority to the tree board over all trees, plants, and shrubs planted within the right-of-way, parks, and public places of the Town of Bath, the tree board should have the right to plant, prune, maintain, and remove trees, plants, and shrubs within the public right-of-way and other publicly owned grounds as may be necessary to ensure public safety and to preserve and enhance the beauty of such publicly owned lands. And accordingly, it is therefore ordered that the Town of Bath Council amend ordinance 2005-9.
Okay. If this is our second reading, we had first reading last meeting, I would ask for a motion to accept.
So made. Second.
Motion and second to pass tree board, Town of Bath Special Ordinance Tree Board 2023-11-21, amending ordinance 2005-09. Any discussion? All right, all those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Okay, that is been passed for the second time and is now added to the tree board. All right, I would ask for a motion to go back to our regular agenda. Okay, do I have a second?
Second.
Okay, any discussion? All those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Okay, we're going to be back in regular, on our regular agenda. All right, we have Hunter Clark with the Angel Awards here.
Well, before we get to that, I like to say the parade went off without a snafu, so that was good. Scott or Susan or whoever you want to bring, we are having a garland, not a ribbon, a garland cutting ceremony at the shack out behind the pines. We would like you to, one or two, or whoever you want to bring to attend. It's December 20th. It's going to be cut at 11:30, so you need to be here a little bit beforehand.
Can you put that on the calendar so that I remember?
We're trying to get everybody who was involved. You all seen the shack, you know what it's like. Okay, the Angel Awards, they are, Susan might help me. Jake Miller, Ashley Lutman, previous committee who helped get this project started. Priscilla Jones, Joyce Jones, who are our bakers for us. Phil and Kelly Hope, who are refurbing the reefs that you see on Fairfax Street. Yeah, and Family Medicine for their support with the Christmas movie throughout the years. And that's all. Unless you all got anything, I'm out.
All right, thank you very much.
Thank you. Thank you.
All right. Okay. We're getting an update on the community garden.
Woohoo! It's Tuesday already. I don't have it written out.
Wing it, girl.
The last few weeks have just gone whoosh. So the community garden, as of last town council meeting, we do have some funds that we're going to be working with. We would like to propose to set a meeting for the evening of January 16th, so we can have some public input on what we should be doing with the garden, what we can be doing with possibly with some of the funds, if we're going to be using those for some higher raised beds in the back for those that have a lesser ability to actually be getting down to do some gardening, so we can include other community members so they have a place that they can garden as well. So far we've gotten the weeds knocked down for a good bit of that. We've got cardboard placed to help to eradicate some of the invasives that we've got going on there. We've got some mulch that's been donated and delivered. We've got a gentleman who's going to be coming in to take down the one plum tree that's got black knot, so we're not spreading that throughout the garden here, throughout the community. It's not something that we all really want to mess with. We are planning on getting some of the bricks that are available down by the depot to work on some of the pathways, the borders, the yellow ones.
A yellow brick road.
The yellow brick road.
There you go.
The entrance to Oz is right over here.
My munchkins are over there. So we've got the start of our compost in a massive amount of large bags of yard debris, leaves and everything. We are working on getting some cinder blocks donated to build a compost area. In the January meeting, we're going to be working on solidifying what we want in the garden, where we want all of the things. Greg has donated us a secondary water containment area. What else do we have? And that's about all I have on here. We're going to be doing a whole volunteer list, and we are putting our meter thing up hopefully tomorrow. So
Hey, Melissa, where's that meeting going on the 16th?
I have to check with Sharon to see, Sharon's here, to see if we can hold it here if the 16th works.
Yeah, I'll check it out.
We will solidify that and
Thank
see
you.
what times, dates, and hopefully we will be able to get that published in the paper to have that taken care of.
Yeah, I'll need to know the time.
Yep.
You'll let me
We
know.
will get it taken care of after I,
Confirm it, yeah.
should be a, am I looking for wrong month? Are you wrong here?
December or
January.
January.
January 6th.
That's a Tuesday.
It's a Tuesday, yes.
And we have a meeting here on Tuesday, right? So it would have to be
That'd be
before or after
Prior-
5:30.
Or before that.
That's the second week.
Yes,
Yeah,
it's the third week.
Is that the third week?
Is that a
Yeah.
council meeting then? Mhm.
It is.
Yeah.
Doesn't matter.
Sure. Is the building open at 5 o'clock?
Well, yeah.
It is, so there are other meetings that go on too. before. We'll have to, I'll get back to you.
Can we change it to the 23rd? which is not council meeting.
Again, I'll have to look and see.
Sounds lovely.
Because I will do that.
All right, anybody have any more questions?
I do.
Yes.
The group of folks, your volunteer folks, a couple of them have reached out to me, just waiting to be contacted and
Yes,
organized.
I've gotten in contact with a couple of them that you would definitely have mentioned. And
Okay.
we just wanted to get the ball rolling more, so we've got more plans solidified
Perfect.
before that. We're gonna let
No,
somebody-
thank you for doing that.
Anybody else have questions? Yes.
Do you happen to have any idea how many cinder block you're going to need? And are they gonna be the standard 6x12s or 6x14s?
You have looked at
I've looked at them, they're standard, and, I don't know until I start building, to be honest.
Okay.
It,
Fine.
yeah.
So if there's a possibility of possibly needing more, it depends on how many we can get out of where
I've
they're.
got a couple of different
Located.
places that I can get hold of them, so. I have a question. There was talk of us needing to have a committee. So are you looking to have a representative of the board to be part of our committee?
Oh,
Do we need one?
don't have to.
No, just come and report.
I was gonna say, just as you're doing here,
Okay.
come every so often, give us a report, let
Okay,
us know what's going on, and like I said, we basically giving you guys that lot, so just keep us informed of what you got going on, and as spring gets here and we start rolling with it, and just kind of keep us updated. Okay?
Like I said, is there anybody else have any questions?
Okay, well, looks
Mr.
good.
Clark? I am out of here.
All right.
Good evening, everyone. Thank you
Yep,
very much.
thank you.
see you, man.
Okay, that takes care of the persons before council. Communications from mayor. As you can see, downtown, we've got pretty good participation in the deck the meters. We've got a lot of them decorated, so looking good. Town is looking good. I mean, just with all the lights up and with the lanterns up and the lighting of the tree and down at the Trump with the display with the the sleigh and the reindeer and all. It's looking really good. Everything down in the park. So we need to really thank our Christmas committee. They also this year the Winterfest parade was done with the Christmas committee. It was not done here from town. I thought it was a really good parade. It was just a little over an hour. There was a lot of participation, a lot of fun, a lot of good stuff going on. We even had the Wilk Street Gang, which I thought that's pretty cool. So that worked out real well. So anyway, so that was a big thing. The Cocoa Crawl, everybody I've talked to said it was good, but it was a little wet outside. I don't think there was as many people here as usual, but it went real well. A few announcements. They got the children's Christmas party at the American Legion on 12/9 at between 1 and 3 p.m. And then the Jeeps in the Park 12/9 from 5 to 8 p.m. And then Christmas Light Run at the Trail Depot 12/12 at 5:30 in the evening. So kind of put those things on your calendar so everybody, knows when these events are going on. So anyway, we will move forward. Bath Development's here tonight, causing trouble.
All right, I'll just ask some more.
I know you do, so.
All right, the BDA, what's the BDA doing? So, well, we sent out the thing for the website. We do have someone contracted, so it's not now relying on the volunteers and our time, because you know how that works out. All have good intentions, just not enough time. Hopefully we'll get that up here going, kind of focus on the actual BDA, the development of Bath. I'm hoping to have some links in there, some information to try and bring businesses to town as well as promote existing businesses, because, I always love to do that. SBA and grants and just all that stuff. Besides that, our December meeting is canceled just because everybody's busy. Besides that, that's pretty much what we've been up to. So they're still working on the whole Bill still wants to get the ambassador thing going, and they've got the picture thing, what do they call that?
Selfie.
Selfie, thank you. Around town, they're getting, I think we got the rack cards ordered for that. Yes. Bill King. Besides that, any questions for the BDA?
Any questions?
I want to thank you, Lisa, for your help with the depot projects and parking. She's just a natural at it. and
She ought to be.
I'm bossy. Over there. Okay, I'll do that.
She's got the equipment, and she just shows up and does it, and so I really appreciate everything you've done for, apple butter and then the veterans. Very much appreciated.
That's it. I'm sitting down. I'm sitting out of here because it's soon time to eat.
Okay. Parks and Recs. He's not here tonight. Their next meeting's gonna be 12/20 at 7 PM at the courthouse. Planning Commission.
So our next meeting is this Thursday at 5 o'clock. We'll be sitting down with the Public Works Committee to review the 2017 Comprehensive Plan Review. Any questions?
Any questions for Larry? Okay,
Thank you.
thanks, Larry. Rails and Trails.
So, next week, on the 12th, is presumably the opening of the bids for the design build contract for the rail trail. So far, I've not seen anything that tells me there's a problem, that they haven't canceled anything, nothing's changed, so that will actually be exciting. As soon as I get, I have an account on BidX, so I can see what's going on. As soon as I get information, I can share that with the council. And with the county guys too. So we're not gonna have a rail trail meeting. That's our Christmas gift. Okay, that's all right.
Yeah.
Oh, thanks.
Merry
Wonderful
Christmas.
present.
You got my write-up for what's going on. That'll be in the town website later on. With Streetscape, as just noted, we're in the process of paying some bills for the design work that's been going on. We talked about that with the finance committee. So the first bill is in. It's already been turned over to the state for reimbursement. Sharon knows what she's doing here, so I'll just let her handle it.
Let it go.
But the net is that we've already paid for the design. And by the time we go through some financial rituals, it'll come out back. We'll have just as much money at the beginning as we did at the end, so other way around. The other thing is Berkeley Springs State Park. If you had a chance to walk through there, they made pretty good progress. They finished on the walls. The walls look really great because they power washed all of it and then filled in the mortar where it needed to be done, but the whole wall got improved. And they've packed up they packed up their tent and left town because they had to keep all the mortar warm overnight. So, yes.
When they're gonna build the bridges?
The bridge is currently being built at a factory. It's an aluminum bridge. And they're sort of putting the decking on it this week. I'm trying to get a photo of it so we can see what it is. The bridge will arrive fully assembled, and the backhoes and excavators and stuff, they will put it in place. It's fairly lightweight.
Is it just two bridges?
One bridge.
Oh, it's gonna be one bridge.
Yeah, the south bridge, down as you get down past the pool, that's being replaced. The north bridge, which is actually up by Fairfax Street, that's not being replaced. That was a decision by the park. But they didn't really need it because there is a really good entrance over the Fairfax Street bridge down. That dirt trail that came down from Fairfax along the run is being replaced by a proper sidewalk. So the entrance is much better. And the sidewalk is going to be unique. It's concrete. It's colored as close as they could get to the existing bricks there. And it's stamped with a pattern that's close. Let's say it's close. The park, both Clark, Scott, and the Park Foundation have approved all of this. They had a special board a week or so ago up on the trees. They looked all over and said that one. And that's what's going in right now. So the next, really, the last thing is obviously get the sidewalks done. It looks like they've got it poured on the east side over by the entrance to the bathhouse. They've got to get over there.
Oh, where that little creek spaniels going through?
Yeah,
Do that
no,
little
they're
district there?
not doing anything too far past the run itself. The asphalt sidewalk that's along near, where Washington is, that's not good. That just needs the same. But so far, so good. And from what I've checked, the contractor is whole. We've still got the money to finish. You always worry about that at this point. They're doing a good job. They seem to know what they're doing. And they got good inspectors watching them. One of whom turned out to be a county resident for a while. She's on the planning commission in the county. She was the boss of the guy who was Josh. So I gave you a picture. And at some point, somebody's gonna say, who's the bubble? This is a check to see if you actually look at things. That's it. I won't go any further than that. There's a reason you take pictures of people. They don't necessarily want to show up every picture.
Right.
Correct.
So
Absolutely.
that's the bubble. Thank you.
Thanks, Pete.
Anything else? Everybody have a Merry Christmas.
Thanks,
I'm
Pete.
gonna be gone.
Thanks, Pete.
Thanks, Pete.
Thank you, Pete. Yep.
Okay.
Be safe.
Down to Train Depot.
Not too much going on right now. I got sick after the event, and so it kind of laid low, but I have talked with a couple of people who are interested in moving forward with the depot and next steps and like that. So look for me to call, a meeting of interested parties, who may want to get involved, into probably the new year. So I do appreciate everybody's support and help.
Okay.
All right.
All right. Landmarks Commission, with the SHPO letter that we got, we are working on it at the present time, with the HLC and a few other things with our ordinance and all. There'll be more to come here at the beginning of the year, with that. So anyway, so that's done. Clerk and Recorder's report. Madam Clerk, do you have anything?
No, I'm good, thank you.
Madam Recorder, do you have anything? Okay. All right. Finance then, let's move on to pay some bills.
Okay. Make a motion that we pay the town of Bath bills in the amount of $11,558.49.
Second.
I have a motion and a second on the floor to pay the town of Bath bills in the amount of $11,558.49. Any discussion? All those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? That motion carries.
Make a motion that we pay the Berkeley Springs Waterworks bills in the amount of $27,353.35.
Second.
I have a motion and a second on the floor to pay the Berkeley Springs Waterworks bills in the amount of $27,353.35. Any discussion? All those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? That motion carries.
The committee decided to hold on the Greenway Cemetery bills pending some further information on invoices.
You do need to pay the 90 though, that's something separately.
The porta pot. Okay, I make a motion that we pay the $90 for the Greenway Cemetery. To the porta pot.
Second.
I have a motion and a second on the floor to pay the Greenway Cemetery bill in the amount of $90, was it? 90 even? Okay. Any discussion? All those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? That motion carries.
Make a motion that we pay the tree board bills in the amount of $2,479.50.
I have a motion, a second on the floor to pay the tree board bills in the amount of $2,049.50. Any discussion? All those in favor? Opposed? That motion carries.
Make a motion that we pay the Bath Development Authority bills in the amount of $175.
Second.
I have a motion, a second on the floor to pay the Bath Development Authority bills in the amount of $175 even. Any discussion? All those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? That motion carries.
Make a motion that we pay the streetscape bills in the amount of $15,000.
Second.
Have a motion and a second on the floor to pay the streetscapes bill in the amount of 15,000 even.
Mhm.
Any discussion? All those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? That motion carries.
And I make a motion that we pay the train depot bills in the amount of $488.57.
Second.
We have a motion and a second on the floor to pay the train depot bills in the amount of $488.57. Any discussion? All those in favor? Opposed? That motion carries. Okay. We good on finances?
Yeah.
Okay, good
I've
deal.
got a good committee.
Mhm.
That's what it is.
All right, let's move on down to tree board.
I can report something. Tom and the operator at the water plant, I have concern about a tree root that might be a hazard to the foundation. We have someone from Bartlett Tree Work coming in on Thursday at noon to take a look to see what the situation is and what, if anything, needs to be done.
And the reason for the concern, folks, is because the root is growing into the wet well or the finished well that we take our water from, that we pump to the tanks. So we are concerned that the root may penetrate and contaminate that water. And so we may, well, we're waiting for the expert to come, and Derek is very, very well versed in this kind of a situation.
Thank you all. Let's move on to grant.
Thank you, Scott. Well, with the COPS and JAG grants on hold until the new funding cycle opens in May, we are currently working on grants for town and improved town website and for streetlights, and a new opportunity that we're taking a closer look at. It's a pretty big one, up to $1 million in funding. It's the RAISE grant, Rebuilding American Infrastructure with Sustainability and Equity. So we've just started that process, and we'll have more details to come. Our next meeting of the grants committee is next Monday at 4:00.
I'm putting on history for the name of that grant.
Thank you, Mary.
Okay.
All right, let's move on to public safety. The chief's already basically let me know he really doesn't have anything to report. We do have a meeting next week on the 13th at 4 p.m. here, so we'll go from there. Okay, cemetery.
As you saw in the minute or in the bills, we have a outstanding request for a contractor with Mausoleum for an additional payment. We are looking at the terms of our contract because our first contract actually ended November 30th. Because of the weather, we were not able to complete the project on time, so we are modifying our contract so that it has 2 phases. We are setting forth some conditions with the contractor to clarify some issues. And when these things are taken care of, we'll move forward with any additional payments or not. That's all I have for now.
Okay. Thank you, Beth. All right, Public Works.
We're hoping to get started on filling potholes in the next couple of weeks. So we'll be looking at some of the streets that have been reported to us and making sure that we get those, and also some other potential tripping areas adjacent to the new pavement that was done.
All right, we're going down to ordinance.
Ordinance, the second reading of the tree board ordinance is complete. We're now moved on to a bed and breakfast establishment and short-term rental ordinance, permitting and license. That will be presented at the next ordinance meeting for review.
Thank you, Greg. All right, and waterworks.
I would like to have had a date this evening for the replacement of the pump in the raw tank. We do not have that yet. We're still in a scheduling process because we have to replace the current pump that's there and put another pump back in and have the current pump repaired. Once that's done, we will also have a number of taps that need to be done. And I was, again, hoping that they would be scheduled in the next 2 weeks, that could be done before the weather gets absolutely ridiculous. And then, as Kathy has said, with regards to the tree at the holding tank, looking forward to meeting with Derek and find out what that's going on. Our new employee is working out well. The young gentleman, Jason, did pass his class 1, so now we have a class 1 operator. And as we are doing, we are growing them in-house, folks, because class 2 operators are just impossible to find. So with that, looking forward to our water meeting, which is scheduled on the 7th at 2 p.m., which we will be discussing primarily finances of the water department. Thank you, Scott.
Thank you, Tom. All right, comes the point in our meeting where I ask the council members, do you have anything else to bring forward to the council?
I have one thing, Scott.
Okay.
Greg, I just as a reminder, the revised employee handbook will be ready for the next ordinance meeting for their review.
Thank you, Mary.
All right, anybody else? All right, if not, then I will open the floor up to anybody that wants to speak to us. You've got 3 minutes. Larry?
Hey, Mr. Mayor, you got me all excited with Christmas lights run. I just looked it up. It starts at 5:30 on the 12th. I don't know anything about it, and there's not very much information on the website about it.
Right.
But I was just looking outside going, it's going to be pretty dark running, and I didn't know if there was any coordination required for public safety. I don't know the route. I don't know anything about it. So I'd like to know, but right now what I'm able to find is pretty slim. And I'm just thinking if we're running around the town at this time of night on a Tuesday night,
Right.
There may be some challenges. So I just wanted to raise the board's attention to that.
I think the chief is
Okay.
kind of noted right now. We'll figure out what we have to do, and we'll go from there if we have to do anything. So, okay. Anybody else wants to speak?
What is this race? I haven't heard about it. It's a race?
Well, the mayor brought it up.
Yeah,
and it's on. I just checked the website, the All Sports website, and it's Tuesday the 12th at 5:30 to 6:30.
What kind of race?
And that's all it says. That's it says it starts at the depot.
It's just given to us to announce it's happening. The the trail depot is the one that's sponsoring it. So anyway, okay. Anybody else that needs to bring anything forward to the council? If not, I'm going to ask the council for a common consent to adjourn. An adjournment.
Hold on, guys. Hey, all it means is bring a headlamp, right?
Yeah.